Ay, dígame Lupita, ¿cuánto quieres por la cosita? Por fuera se te ve bonita, tengo lo que te pone a grita. Ay, déjate el pantalón, que el panty ahorita se te quita. Yo sé que tú eres malita y quien te ve no me eres chiquita. Ay, 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 Lupita, sí que sí, dame cinturita, sí que sí, dame cinturita, sí que sí, dame cinturita. Ay, 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 Lupita, ay que sí, dame cinturita, ay que sí, dame cinturita, ay que sí, dame cinturita, ay que sí, dame, ay, Lupita, sí que sí, dame cinturita, sí que sí, dame cinturita, sí, sí, dame cinturita.
Toma mama pinga. Who knew that such a tiny island in the Caribbean could make so much noise? Welcome to the Dominican Republic, a country that runs on baseball, merengue, and an absolutely ridiculous amount of plantains. Dominicans consume 2.4 billion plátanos a year. That's enough to give every single person in North and South America 2 plantains each and still have leftovers. But beyond the plátanos and baseball diamonds, there's something much bigger shaping life in the Dominican Republic and globally: the atmosphere. From the air we breathe to the storms we face, the Dominican Republic's atmospheric conditions are constantly changing. Today, we're diving into the layers of the atmosphere, what the Dominican air is composed of, weather patterns that shape the island's climate, the human impact of pollution, deforestation, and climate change, and solutions to protect the future of the island. The layers of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is built on 5 layers, with each having its own distinctive responsibility. The troposphere is the layer where people live and where all weather happens. Rain, hurricanes, heat waves, all of it starts in the troposphere. The stratosphere is home to the ozone layer, which protects against harmful UV rays. Without it, stepping outside would be one large sunburn. The mesosphere, it's the layer that destroys meteors before they hit Earth. It's essentially a natural defense system against space debris.
Oye, ¿qué es lo que es, papi? ¿Tú estás hablando a la vez de la pelota?
Traigo un descargo, traigo lleno de balas. Para los traicioneros, el que se pase de lanza. Hay que machín la rola, rola. Los chicharon la calle, necesito la pistola.
The thermosphere is where the northern lights and satellites exist. It's also where the International Space Station orbits. And the exosphere is the last layer before space. No air, no gravity, just the final exit before you officially become an astronaut. Every one of these layers plays a role in regulating temperature, air quality, and climate patterns. Without them, Earth would either be a frozen wasteland or an uninhabitable fireball. The composition of our air. What are we actually breathing? Air isn't just oxygen, it's actually a cocktail of gases. Here's what's in your daily inhale. 78% nitrogen, which is important for plants, but irrelevant for chisme. 21% oxygen, it's kind of essential unless you're a fish. And 1% trace gases, stuff like carbon dioxide, methane, argon. Now, CO2 and methane are great in small amounts, but too much? It ruins everything, just like adding too much salt to mango.
Nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No, no, no. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, 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 papi. I know black. No, no, black, black, black.
If you've ever stepped outside in the DR, you know that the weather can change faster than your TO switching political parties. 1 minute, sun blazing. The next, a downpour. Why? Because the Dominican Republic sits on the path of trade winds, ocean currents, and tropical weather storms. This makes our climate warm, humid, and a little unhinged. And the hurricanes love the Dominican Republic. With rising global temperatures from global warming, hurricanes are getting stronger, wetter, and way more frequent. In 2022, Hurricane Fiona displaced 43,000 people in the DR.
Hello? ¿Eso me escucha? Son las 5 de la mañana y yo no he dormido nada. Pensando en tu belleza y loco voy a parar castigo. Como será mi alivio y hasta que no seas mía no viviré en paz. He conocido.
Dominicans are good at many things. Baseball. That's about it.
Mira, mamá, vas a insultar a los dominicanos, que nosotros solamente jugamos baloncesto, papi.
Back a nigga cheese, 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 cheese. Back a nigga cheese, 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 cheese. Back a nigga cheese, cheese, back a nigga cheese.
Dale, la nona, no te pones la nona. El diablo. Pero eso, pica la bola.
But protecting the atmosphere, not so much. Santo Domingo's air is basically unmonitored, but it's not very good. Cars, factories, and burning trash are filling the air with sulfur, nitrogen dioxide, and enough smoke to fill your lungs. And deforestation is occurring too. Trees absorb CO2, so losing them in the DR means more global warming. Trash and water pollution. Since the DR has no national waste system, garbage piles up in rivers and in the streets. And the country aims to cut emissions by 27% in 2030, but it's not going that well. If we fail to adjust for these climate conditions, more heat, stronger hurricanes, and even less breathable air is going to hit the DR.
Brian, prende.
The first thing is the Renewable Energy Act that the DR predicted will go in place by 2030, which plans to use 30% clean energy and fully renewable energy by that time, including a plan to install a 100% renewable energy microgrid in Isla Soana. More solar energy and more wind energy means less burning fossil fuels. Upgrading power grids to reduce blackouts and wasted energy is also extremely important. Energy efficiency in general needs to be improved in the Dominican Republic. No more se fue la luz every 5 minutes. Reforestation is also incredibly important because, simply put, more trees equals less carbon dioxide, which means a happier planet. Better waste management is also important. More recycling, better trash collection, and less dumping into rivers is a necessity. The Dominican Republic has a huge trash issue right now. The last and most important change needed in the Dominican Republic is climate adaptation. The government is working on national plans to prepare for stronger storms and rising sea levels in the next few years. Final thoughts. Save the atmosphere, save the plátanos. The atmosphere isn't just some invisible thing in the sky. It's our air, our weather, our way of life.
Oye, que lo que menor suelte ese micrófono si no quieres que te dé una tabaná. Si no quieres que te mande a llorar con tu mamá. Oye, ¿qué es lo que dice este tigre? Loco, te pasaste. A tu exnovia, devuélvele los trates. Compa, te voy a humillar. Por favor, cómprate un hilo dental. Soy una bestia lírica. En ningún lado contigo me quiero topar. Mi loco, tú eres un saco de sal. No te quiero avergonzar. Todas las mujeres tuyas conmigo se quieren.
If we don't protect it, the Dominican Republic could face worse hurricanes, hotter temperatures, and a future where plátanos don't grow like they used to. And that is unacceptable.